Hi everyone, Ryan here from Fight Game Analysis, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming fight between Magsayo and Rey Vargas. But before we jump into that, if you enjoy the content, please go ahead and click on the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate your support. Alright, so we got a big fight coming up here, main event between Magsayo and Rey Vargas. Now look, one of the problems that these lighter weight guys have, okay, this fight's going to be contested at 126 pounds, and one of the problems that these guys have has absolutely nothing to do with them. For whatever reason, it's unfortunate, but these lighter weights just don't get as much buzz. Historically, you look at it, the smaller you go down after maybe like 135 pounds is the cutoff. Maybe the argument would be made it's 147, but once you start to get down to these lighter weights, and we're down to 126, and this definitely qualifies, they just do not get as much buzz, as much popularity, as many people just do not talk about these guys as guys at higher weights. Even guys who are much less skilled, guys who are less exciting. It's just the way it is. So you see a fight like this between Magsayo and Vargas, and not that many people are talking about it. And both of these men know how to fight. Both of these guys are very skilled fighters. Okay, on the one hand, you got Magsayo from the Philippines. Amateur career, had like 200 fights, won the Philippine national tournament or national title or whatever it was like 4 times. Trains with Manny Roach, signed to Manny Pacquiao's management company. Has a lot going for him. Man knows how to fight. Big for the division, strong, fights very well behind a strong, fast, crisp, long jab. Really good at countering, good at leading, knows how to be aggressive, knows how to back up. The way he fought Ceja. Ceja was able to land a lot of shots on him. Ceja's a very skilled fighter, but he showed he's able to back up. Shows he can be on the back foot and still get some good work done. Very explosive. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things that you can look at as a downside. Sometimes he jumps in a little bit too much. Sometimes he reaches a little bit too wide with that left hook at times, as deadly as it can be. Right? Sometimes he's not quite as polished as he can be, and that's when we see him get caught with shots. Sometimes he can be overwhelmed. You can get inside on him and back him up and get some good work done. Standing across from him, we got Rey Vargas. Now, here's the thing about Vargas. A lot of people want to talk about his power. They say, oh, look at his knockout ratio, it's good. But he hasn't shown that much power in, say, his last, 6, 7 fights? All 12-round decisions, or all decisions. Last one, I think, was 10 rounds, but all decision victories. Wasn't able to stop anybody. And these guys that he's going out here and fighting aren't world beaters. We look at Magsayo, we look at, what is it, Kameda? Not his last fight, but the 2 before that. Both of those gentlemen were able to go out there and catch him. Magsayo was able to drop him. Now, in some ways, you look at him, he passes the eye test, man. This guy knows how to box. He's out of Mexico, fights under Nacho Berenstain. World famous trainer down there. He's probably had 15 world champions. The guy, one of my favorite fighters of all time, used to train with him, Juan Manuel Marquez. He gets his guys ready. They know how to fight. And he goes out there and he fights that classic style. Fights tall, fights long, uses a great jab, strong, straight right hand. Goes out there and puts it on guys. But here's the problem. Here's the one thing that he doesn't have going for him. That's his style. That's what he does well, but I don't think he adapts good. If you can get inside, if you can rough him up, if you can work well from middle distance or on the inside distance, if you can make the fight a little bit ugly, or any of those things are going to put it in your favor. One of the things that you constantly hear this guy talking about coming into a fight is, I want the guy I'm fighting to be a clean fighter. I don't want him to go out there and be dirty. I want this to be a nice affair. I'm a boxer. But it don't always turn out that way. I get it. You feel like you're more skilled. You feel like you're faster. You feel like you're more crisp. You feel like you can see everything coming, and you got the angles, and you can use the footwork, and you can slip your shots in there. And it's all so beautiful, and you understand the sweet science on a level that your opponent doesn't. So you just want everything to go your way. You want the stars to align. You don't want them to hold. You don't want them to hit on the head. You don't want them to grab. You don't want them to clinch on the inside and tie you up and hit. You don't want them to tie you up with one arm and hit with the other. You don't want him to hit you and bang you on the hip on the other side from the referee so that he can't see it. You don't want any of those things to happen. You want to go out there and have a beautiful boxing affair. But look, it doesn't always happen that way, right? Sometimes you fight a guy who loves to be inside and dirty and grimy and get good work done. Vargas doesn't have an answer when that happens, in my opinion. He doesn't really have that ability to adapt. He kind of doesn't like it. He'll kind of try to do what he does. He'll try to keep the distance and everything, but doesn't always work out great. Now, look, he's really stepping up. He's the mandatory in this situation. He's really stepping up in class, in my opinion. Vegas has it close, man. They've got Magsayo as a slight favorite at minus like 120. Almost a pick'em fight, right? Almost a 50-50 type fight. I don't quite see it that way. I think Magsayo has the athletic ability. I think he's going to be able to jump in and get some good work done. And although I see Vargas able to do some good work with that jab, I see him able to control distance on the outside, land it. It's quick, it's fast. He's going to be able to slip that right hand in there at times. I don't think he's got any type of power that's going to stop Magsayo from doing what he wants to do. Look, he was eating a lot of shots against Seha, and he was still able to go out there and get it done. He was able to go out there against a guy like Gary Russell, who's got very fast hands, very skilled. He was the champion in the division for a very long time. He was able to go out there and find ways to counter him, find ways to back him up, find ways to hit him with that right hand and hurt him. I think he came in, Magsayo came in as an underdog in that fight. He came in there and he was able to rise to that occasion and get that done. I think that's going to give him a lot of confidence. I think the fact that he was able to go out there and use those skills against a guy who's as talented as Russell is going to go a long way in this fight against Vargas. I think Vargas, just like I said, I just don't think he has that skill, that ability to adapt. I think when he gets to the middle distance, I think when he gets to inside, Magsayo is going to be able to, he's got very fast hands of his own. I think he's going to be able to rattle off some quick combinations. I love that right hand that he throws. I love that counter jab that he uses. Like, he's just able to get shots in there very well at these small angles, at these small distances from places that you don't quite see him. Should be a very good fight. Should be very entertaining. It should be close. I expect Vargas to win some rounds, but at the end of the day, I think Magsayo is going to be able to come out with the victory on this one. So let me know what you guys think. Am I underestimating what Vargas brings to the table? Am I overestimating what Magsayo brings because I'm overestimating how impressive the victory over Russell was? Let me know what you guys think.